How do you do? My name is Joachim Gustaffson. I'm the chief conductor of the Orquesta Filarmónica de Bogotá. And we are in the middle of the first recording project we are doing together. And the music is by Beethoven. And I have with me my friend, the Swedish pianist Niklas Sivelöv, as soloist. And we are now working with the fourth piano concerto. And I could ask, what is your relation to the Beethoven concerti and his music in general?
Well, I have played the music of Beethoven all my life, and I think what's bringing me back to him and what makes him maybe a very relevant composer also today is his humanistic side.
Yes.
He's maybe the most human composer of all, because he always shows very honestly feelings like rage or beauty or poetry or happiness, and he's very direct in his way to produce, to project this, and of course his structure is very clear, so it makes us want to, we try to fill this enormous demand of his music.
So you would say that his music reflects his own feelings and his being, how he was as a human being, as a man?
Very much so.
Yeah.
And of course also the times that he was very much against maybe some of he was a rebellion also, yes. Because he changed the music while composing. He made things that were not allowed actually, to put accents in the wrong places. Yeah. And today we might not react so strongly to it, but in those days it was really like a blow, you know.
Yeah, and for instance, in the fourth piano concerto is maybe the first one that the orchestra is also on equal terms with the solo. Yeah. It's not just a piano solo with accompaniment. We really, it's a dialogue between orchestra and the piano.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course the fourth is special because it starts with the piano alone, presenting the theme, and then the orchestra takes it over in a very different key, yeah. Very remote key, and then the journey starts, and the journey consists of many different moods, and always a dialogue, continuous dialogue, yeah. Between the orchestra and the piano. Which makes it very interesting, but very demanding, and very complex music to really go deep into. But I think it's very rewarding with the music of Beethoven for that reason, that he has such high standards.
As far as I know, it's the first time a South American orchestra makes recordings of Beethoven concerti. How do you find the way of the orchestra here compared to other European orchestra? Is it a different approach, different sound than for instance, a German or Scandinavian orchestra?
Oh yes, very much so. It reflects the spirit of this continent and this country, and it has a liveliness that it's very appealing, and I think it fits very well to do Beethoven in this expressive way, yeah. Where everything sings and everything has a expression, and then ensemble way, it's always the same. We must make it like chamber music, yes. In the end, yeah. Like we are just playing in a small setting, even if we are very many people.
And we have to also to talk about, this is like a premiere recording, because the Beethoven concerti has never been recorded in this fashion. We are doing what we call a 3D surround recording. That means the orchestra is not individually mic'd with microphones. We all sit in a concentric circles, playing to what we call the tree, standing in the middle. So it's unusual and not common orchestra seating that makes the sound of the recording very, very special. You can hear everything, and you get a different experience. What do you think about sitting in this sitting? Because it's very in a very different way.
Yeah, it's of course because the piano is turned inwards instead of outwards. When you play concert, the piano is always turned outwards, away from the orchestra, yeah. Which makes exactly, for example, the ensemble a little bit more demanding to do. But here they all can hear very directly, yeah. So that's a big advantage, and I can also hear the orchestra really well.
So we are going to continue with recording another concerto by Beethoven that we can call maybe Beethoven's sixth piano concerto. It's the violin concerto in Beethoven's own arrangement. And I'm a violinist. I can say that doing it with piano, it makes it a completely other piece, new piece. And also naturally the Beethoven arrangement of the violin part is extraordinary, ingenious.
Mm. And the cadenza.
And the cadenza, with timpani. Yeah. So what are your thoughts about this transcription?
I think it works really well, and I think he managed to make an arrangement that hopefully doesn't make you feel that you're lacking the violin,
yes.
But it's something different, and it affects also somehow the tempi and the character. It's the same music, but it's just because you have two hands, you can do more polyphonic things that are not in the original. Mm-hmm. Of course, singing in very slow tempo, on the violin you can always sustain the note very long. Yes. On the piano there is a limit how much you can sustain without losing the line, so that's something you need to take into consideration.
Yeah, it's like for the orchestra and me personally, it's like an adventure to do these two recordings together with Niklas, the Filarmonica, and recordings will be released on AMC Classical next year.
Yes.
So tune in. It will be on both streaming platforms and physical CDs. Thank you.